All right, may or may not have already started this video without hitting record on the microphones, so we're gonna do it one more time. We're good here, we're good there. Welcome to this video. We're gonna do something a little bit different. We're gonna do a commentary video on the first time that we ever had the van and took it out for a project. So it was like, what, April?
Yeah, we got the van in April of 2021. This was the first trip, and we headed west. So we had 3 different vignettes essentially to shoot for a client, and they all took place in a different state. That was Colorado, California, and New Mexico.
And it was California, New Mexico, and Utah.
So it was definitely a good break-in for the van, and it was OG van mode at like...
Yeah, it was a full shakedown for the van. We didn't know how to pack it. We didn't know
how to drive it.
Nothing.
Didn't know how to park the thing.
It was literally like us just on its maiden voyage, just kind of seeing what happens. So I'm gonna kick things off.
Right now, tell me where to go.
Tell me where to go.
Right now, tell me where to go.
Tell me where to go.
Right now, tell me where to go. Tell me where. Right now, tell me where to go.
All right, so this first bit, it's like 4 in the morning. Everyone's kind of like, where does stuff go? What do we do with it?
Yep.
You know, I had to have snacks on lock, so.
And we brought Malcolm, Daniel's little brother,
Yep.
for this trip. So we had 5 in that van
Yep.
for this first trip, which
That's
is
kinda
the most.
pushing
It's the most we've ever done still.
Malcolm was on board for chefing it, so we didn't have to focus on cooking.
We're getting blasted, boy.
By what?
Trent can tell you that we got winds coming from the south.
Yeah, so this was the first time we experienced the insane crosswinds in the van.
Yep. In stock form, and it felt every little gust. Oh man, don't miss that.
Yeah.
New Mexico based one. Hey, we back on the road. Just got some shots of the
So
van
this is pretty cool.
from the drone from this guy.
We wanted to get like a group shot, right, of everyone, just to kind of commemorate the beginning of the trip. And we found this exit, which now we drive by this place all the time. I cannot remember what it's called.
Well, I can never identify it either.
Yeah.
That's the other
No,
problem.
I see it now and I'm like, that's definitely it. That's the town. But anyway, we saw these cool bluffs in the background and it was like, yo, let's pull over, park the van, everybody get somewhere and get this cool shot, you know? So that's basically us just on the side of the road acting like fools. If you look really closely, you can see Ian flying the drone while leaning up against the front of the van. And Ian doesn't remember this, or maybe he does. This is the first time we ever damaged the van. Remember?
No, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think there's
The
a clip
bumper.
of it. Ian was landing the drone and he flew it into the front of the bumper, so.
I completely forgot about that.
Well, 3 hours from Flagstaff. We'll see y'all there.
Welcome to my dorm. I pretty much can reach anything I need from any point right here. I don't plan on moving.
Logan likes to go into the back of the van.
I don't condone this
And-
at all.
and sleep as if he's in like a cryogenic chamber. So that is pretty much when we're driving, that's where Logan is and he's sleeping. And then he complains about not being able to sleep at night. So.
Yeah.
We're in Flagstaff. We're at a KOA because we just needed a very short stop for the evening.
Because we broke.
And now this is our first time like actually figuring out how to like do stuff in the van.
It's good stuff.
So when you have 5 dudes just standing around, we folded the top bed out. So there's 2 bunks right there. I think that's Malcolm and Ian.
Look how worn out Logan looks. But he's been sleeping all day.
Yeah.
They can watch TV or whatever they want to. It looks like me and Trent are gonna go upstairs and just like.
Okay, so this is funny because like we're all standing in the van because it's cold outside. We like realized pretty quickly that you can't just like hang out inside of it with 5 dudes. It's too cramped.
Yeah. I think most of that time I was trying to figure out a spot to sit down.
This is the next morning.
Hey, buddy.
First sleep ever. It was pretty good.
All right, I'm gonna show you guys what we woke up to. It's not anything crazy, but Malcolm turned the hose on inside the vehicle. He's in trouble. Me and Trent slept up top. You can see the tent's already down, but it's cold. It's like at least.
Oh, so that wasn't vape smoke coming out?
No, not that time.
About to leave in about an hour.
That's how cold it was.
California, so yeah, we had to navigate off the back up there. So it was cool though. Me and Trent had a good night's rest in the roof nest. Everyone inside, they got a little cold because they didn't set the heater, but they kicked it on this morning and it's already heated up the van just in the last like 5 minutes.
Yeah, so like I said, this was a shakedown. We were still figuring out how to work like different functions.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, we crashed at a KOA, hit the road, probably around like, I want to say this is like 7 or 8 o'clock.
Daniel slept with me in the tent.
Yeah.
On that particular camping night.
It was the only time.
I think that's the only time it's ever happened.
Yeah, it switched. Yep.
Yep. And so it's been the same ever since, and it works. It works great.
We are in Death Valley. We just came from that way. We're going that way.
All right, so basically we just made it to Death Valley.
Guys, we're pulled over in the van right now. Just make sure to like and subscribe. We're in Death Valley right now.
Ring that bell.
Hey, they're not driving, so, and it was our day off. We spend our day offs driving a lot, so.
Yeah. It's never really a day off.
Yeah. This is Passant Owens Lake right here. Cerro Gordo's actually just to the left of the van on screen. Hit a giant windstorm. It was enough to sandblast the Method Race Wheels license plate to make it look like an Easter egg. So.
Just look at that though. That's like, you don't get to see that every day, where it was raining and a dust storm was happening at the same time, and they were like reaching up to each other.
That's just me talk. I do a lot of that. I just talk a lot on these trips, mostly to myself in the front seat. But so first night actually camping in the van.
Yep. Oh, and I forgot. That's the old version of the tent too.
Yeah.
All right, we finally made it. Trent's already on that hazy Sierra Nevada IPA, but it's crazy because I didn't think I'd get a chance to drink one out here with these things in the background. Like,
look how
it's
beautiful.
unreal, man.
Look at those skies are. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't realize I was about to ride out the windstorm of my life in that tent.
This is our first time at the Alabama Hills. It is one of the craziest places to camp ever. Do you remember how long we looked for a campsite?
Yeah, that was brutal. I mean, we looked hours.
It was probably like 2 hours of looking for a campsite.
Just roaming around. We'd never been there before, and a lot of these places are like tucked into the rocks, and so whether the van can get in there, with it being new to us, we didn't understand necessarily what its capabilities were or weren't, and so there was a lot of campsites that we, disregarded. Yeah, but the other thing was, what was this, like a Tuesday? It
was a Tuesday, and there's about 40 to 50 campsites there, and we just could not find an open campsite. There were tons of RVs there and no one outside. Like, people were just staying indoors. So we found out later that a lot of that was like loopers, essentially. So people that go to like BLM land and live there for 14 days and then just move to another section of BLM land and stay. So, I mean, shout out to them for having pretty places to camp. But
yeah, super pretty.
We were like, are we actually gonna find a campsite? So we found one, and it was tucked away. It was super secluded. And then spirits got real high, because for a little bit there we were like, what are we gonna do? But yeah, here we are with our first camp meal too. Malcolm chefing it up, so we'll see what happens with this.
What else are we looking at? Anything else?
Some potatoes I'm about to watch.
Some potatoes? It's a sweet spot. How was dinner, man?
It was very good.
Yeah.
We had boigas, potatoes with an obsessive amount of garlic.
I think you'll see us in the morning when we wake up, so. Until then, toodles. Just woke up. The van was blowing a lot last night. Me and Malcolm slept on the top bunk, and then Sir Ian is down there looking, he's waving with his primate feet.
So it doesn't look like it's windy yet outside.
A little bit of Sierra Nevada's in the background. Y'all live up there?
It very much was.
Like, that was the worst night's sleep I've ever had.
Like, how did it go from like chill to just like in the middle of the night?
I don't know.
What?
Yeah, so now we're scouting for the shoot that we had the next morning. But sometimes when we're scouting and you just feel it, you got to put down some dance moves.
There's got to be a little bit of comedic relief, and Dale always is down to provide.
I like to check that box, so. There's also a good workout, you don't get this physique from just sitting down, you know what I'm saying? You gotta get winded at like 10,000 feet. Yeah. And again, with my little brother there getting me hyped up, it was, it was the juice that I needed.
Yeah, I don't know how you do this, because This was way up there. This is Whitney Portal Road. This is head up to, you know, Mount Whitney up the Sierras.
Yeah,
it was high.
We're pretty high in elevation.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, so this is cool. Ian was getting some drone shots while we were driving because he's a G like that. But such a vastly different like landscapes in that small area.
It's wild. And then just that cluster of rocks that is Alabama Hills that's just so bizarre.
Yeah, it really doesn't make sense how they formed. We actually need to look that up. We talked about it on this most recent trip out there. All right, so we're back at the Alabama Hills. This is the next day. We're with the talent, and we're beginning this shoot. So
this was an early morning. I think we got up.
it was like 4.
Yeah.
4:30.
Another 4 o'clock riser.
Code out here.
And this is Brooke Rames that came out and helped us with this, and she's a
Rolling.
great photographer and videographer in her own right. So if you want to check her out,
Yeah, she drove in from the LA region to meet us.
What is it taking?
All right, now we're on to the next spot, which is Valley of the Gods in Utah.
This is
So-
crazy. So you can't really tell where I am, right? Looks kind of just looks normal, like maybe kind of cool. And then you just turn around and it looks like that.
Tonight, we just decided that we're gonna camp here and we're gonna shoot and camp over there tomorrow just because of ease of access.
That was probably one of the top 5 campsites for sure. I mean, look at that.
it was pretty surreal.
And just pretty much by yourself. There's a campground that's kind of close, but we were out there, we really didn't see many people, so.
Scouting again.
Yep.
The Moki
Scouting
Dugway.
on Moki Dugway. Which again, if you ever get a chance to go to Valley of the Gods, this is such a sick road to drive up. Never really been on a road that drives up the buttes.
And any car can do it. It's very well maintained.
It's such a cool place though. Really cool place.
This
We're about to get
viewpoint
some,
overlooks
hopefully,
Valley of the Gods.
really good shots of the van on the Moki Dugway.
Look at that van. Look at it.
Like, look how tiny the van is compared to everything. Like, that showed scale there for a second, you know? Ian, again, with his drone expertise, we wanted to get just a couple shots for VanDoIt. Oh, it's such a rad place. All right, so now we're shooting. So we had Morena and Brady come out from Salt Lake City, that area. 2 extremely talented mountain bikers.
Yep.
We did a whole vignette with them.
Brady is an awesome dude. He's one of those guys that's always pushing it, whether you've asked him or not. You can just look over and the dude's got his wheel hanging off the edge of that cliff.
Right.
Just because.
Yeah, he's one of those guys where we were a little worried that just 2 people like doing gravel riding wasn't gonna come off well, but you can see him with his whips on just a nice graded road. Like, he really brought the energy to it.
Those dogs hated me.
And this is actually us leaving Valley of the Gods.
And this is the first time we unlocked drone rollers
yeah,
during this exact little segment. Ian,
you drop one of those drone rollers from there right there.
Ian nailed those.
So now we're moving into the last part of this BTS segment. This is the studio of Vanna Clay, or for Vanna Clay. That's Stephanie. Really awesome to hang out with her and have, like, I guess really the honor and privilege of being able to come onto her property and shoot this spot. It was just rad to be able to be in a tiny shipping container, have the time to set up lighting and things like that to get the shots that we got. Also, throwing clay looks like it's a lot of fun. Still haven't done it, but
She makes it look easy.
yeah.
I actually got to break the lights out a little more on this one.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was good.
That wraps up the commentary on this. It was a super fun trip. Again, it was a shakedown for the van, so we learned a lot. We also learned a lot about like what it's like to travel with each other in close quarters. And now we're rolling on the 2-year mark of having the van, and we've definitely improved, I think, on that aspect. But there's definitely a lot of kind of just giving people their space when they need it. It's okay if someone's in the car and they're not talking. Again, I'm the opposite of that. I talk nonstop. But if someone's just like chill, you just let them be chill.
It was the catalyst that really pushed us into doing what we've been doing since then.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've got a lot of those trips under our belt now.
But this was like a great time for us to get out of our comfort zone and just like everyone pushed themselves on that trip. The photos from that trip are rad. They're some of my favorite photos to date. If you want to check those out, we got those on the website right now. We just redid the website. Definitely want to go see what's happening on there. On that note as well, we have new merch. It's being displayed right now on our live mannequin bodies. That's going to be available on the website too.
Until next time.
Yeah, until next time. If you like this style of video, let us know too, because I don't know, we may do this more often. We'll see you when we see you.